Perhaps one of the most disruptive events by police in neighborhoods is when a tactical team serves a search warrant. For the safety of everyone concerned, surprise is an important component. Therefore, officers waste no time moving from their vehicle to knocking on the door. Events such as these prove traumatic not only for occupants of the house, but for neighbors as well. To alleviate their concerns, the KCPD TAC teams now go an extra step before leaving the scene. Sergeant Chip Huth explains.
It is going to be traumatic. Anytime we're going to kick in a house like this, we've got kids in the neighborhood, other uninvolved neighbors that are seeing us come in, and it kind of resembles a military operation. So again, it's very high profile, very stressful for all those people involved. So we have to be cognizant of that. But at the same time, we have to establish objective safety before we can get to any other community building piece.
Little kids everywhere.
One thing that we realize is that embedded in this enforcement piece, which is very necessary, is an opportunity to make contact with folks that we might not otherwise be able to make contact with. Typically, if we used to roll in and we'd hit a house like this, we'd collect our evidence and leave. Well, while we're here processing, there's an opportunity to go around and talk to the neighbors, visit with them a little bit, kind of work on building that relationship with the community. And we need that relationship. We have to leverage those relationships to actually help instill safety. It's not something the police can do on their own just through enforcement efforts. I was very surprised to find that the majority of people we contact are really willing to talk to us openly. They're willing to greet us, even invite us into their homes, and they're willing to talk to us about other problems that are going on in the neighborhood. And it might not happen the first time you contact them. It might not happen the second time, but over a period of time through these short little contacts, they get to know who you are, you build trust, and you actually gain some influence with them.
In the next few seconds, they may be forced to take a life or lose one. Yet, watch Sergeant Mark Mosbacher switch gears to one of compassion as he comforts a child caught in the middle of the turmoil.
Slow down, your hands up! We got taken to jail! Slow down, your hands up! We got taken to jail!
Joining us tonight, I'm Maureen Ume. We begin with the story you'll see first on Fox 5. Did the Prince George's County government cover up evidence? An August indictment alleges that a veteran cop lied about why his gun went off during an incident back in February. A Cottage City 19-year-old spent nearly 4 months in jail as a result, and now Fox 5 has obtained surveillance video, which makes an interesting case. Fox 5's Karen Gray Houston has our...
As you can see, I'm not resisting. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Ryan Dorm says after being jailed for 4 months, it's painful to watch the video. He's 20 now, angry, and still unnerved by his encounter with police.
I heard a shot, and I seen a flash, and I felt something. So I thought I was dead, actually.
The video shows Ryan smacked in the head, a flash as the gun goes off. Prosecutors say that's contrary to the story Corporal Donald Taylor first told about being assaulted by an aggressive youth resisting arrest.
He didn't just assault my client and violate his civil rights, but he made up a story to write false charges against my client.
Colleen, this is the parking lot where it all happened exactly 1 week ago. And tonight, LA's police chief and a witness are speaking out. When LAPD officers arrested 34-year-old Michelle Jordan, it was captured by security cameras from a Del Taco on Foothill Boulevard in Tujunga. The video, witness, and police statements show Jordan was taken to the ground not once, but twice.
The first part, I believe they had a right to arrest her for resisting, but the second part was overboard.
Raymond Ranch was outside the Del Taco when the arrest went down at 11:15 a.m. last Tuesday, the 21st. That's when Jordan was pulled over for using her cell phone while driving.
After arguing for a little while, the lady got out of the car, and there was still some more, arguing going on.
Jordan's husband told NBC4 his wife was swearing at the officers, but both he and Branch say what happened next was excessive use of force.
Then she turned around to get back in her car. The police officers jumped on her and knocked her down to the ground, shoved her arms up behind her back, and handcuffed her.
When the swearing continued, she was thrown to the ground a second time while handcuffed.
She made some unwise moves, but certainly nothing that warranted physical assault from the LAPD.
Jordan's attorney, Sai Nazif, says these photos show the scratches and bruises she suffered. The LAPD says an internal affairs investigation is underway, and Police Chief Charlie Beck has seen the videotape.
When you saw the videotape and heard what the officer's statements were, he was seriously concerned about this use of force.
Hello, Sergeant Gabe, King Police Department. Touch my laser 66 when you top the hill back there, and this is the 50 miles on through here.
All right, let's hurry up. I've got to go to the bathroom.
Let me see your driver license and insurance, please.
I have a bladder infection.
Let me see your driver license and insurance, please.
Well, you listen to me.
No, I want to see your driver license and insurance, please, then I'll listen to you.
Why? Why are you going to wait?
I'm gonna write. Give me your driver license.
I'll give it to you in a minute.
No, you give it to me now. I'm gonna take you to jail.
Well, go ahead.
Okay. Step out of the vehicle. Get 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 out of the vehicle. You want to play this away? Come on. Get out of the vehicle. Get out of the vehicle.
You are hurting me.
Get out of the vehicle.
I'm going to report you hurted me.
Okay. Step out of the vehicle.
My arm.
Step out of the vehicle.
I will not.
Get out of the vehicle, lady. Oh! Get out of the car, lady.
Oh, good Lord.
You're under arrest. Get out of the vehicle. Put your hands behind your back, lady. No, you wasn't. You refused to give me your license. Now you get to go to jail.
You didn't give me time to
I asked you for it. You said you'll give it to me when you get a chance. That's not the way it works.
I've got to take my purse with me.
I'm going to take your purse with you.
Turn the car off.
I'm going to take your car.
Hello everyone, welcome to GGN. Today is Friday, September 14th, 2012. I'm Darko. The links will be posted in YouTube's video description. In this first video, I'm going through obviously the police state. Okay, so we saw this first video talking about how to talk to the community as basically military. The police is now, they're all militarized. I mean, we all know that. You can see them jumping out of their van, acting like they're going to war in Iraq. You think they were busting out of a van in somewhere in the Middle East, but it's actually in your neighborhood, and it's not going away. And one of the things you noticed was what? Oh, they just let us in their house, right? After 2 or 3 times after harassing them. And, you know, if you had a SWAT team that looked like basically a military squad or Marines or something coming at your door, you probably would let them in too, because they're just going to kick down the fucking door anyways, right? And they don't need search warrants or any of that. So, and they're just, this video was basically a PSA for police, by police, about chatting with the neighbors to get them to rat out against each other. And one comment was, we have to establish objective peace before we can move on to any community building peace. They say that here in the comment, that's the language of military occupation, not the perspective of a peace officer. Officers' safety first, then placate the sensibilities of the occupied. Once again, in the interest of forced safety. The people promoting and carrying out these operations aren't Americans in any sense of the expression. So links will be posted. And of course, you had this guy getting a pistol whipped in the head and getting charged afterwards. And this, you can say, oh, well, what she was doing, she was resisting. Well, this is how it is with all police officers. You know, if you don't hold them, give them a piece of paper that has like your name on there, it's not actually you, then yeah, then you're going to get treated like that. And she just didn't move fast enough. That was the problem. Texas police kill unarmed man before confiscating witness camera and deleting images. Police in Texas shot an unarmed man 41 times, then turned around and confiscated another man's camera after he started taking photos and shooting video of the bloody aftermath, so destroying the evidence, right? And this isn't the first time. Remember, I just covered about a month ago about them shooting a homeless man. I couldn't watch the video. I didn't watch the video, but somebody told me they had shot him. It was a firing squad on a homeless guy that was supposedly mentally ill, and the cops knew this. And they shot him a couple times the first time, and he went down right away. And they actually had guys that basically cleared out their magazines, just unloaded on this guy. So this is how it is nowadays if you don't obey. So NYPD kills hostage who escaped armed standoff, marks second killing of a hostage by police in 1 week. Last Friday, police in Minnesota shot and killed a hostage who fled from an armed gunman in a standoff in a motel. Just 1 week later, this Friday, police in New York shot and killed another hostage who fled a standoff with armed robbers at the Bronx Bodega store. Additionally, NYPD officer responding to the scene crashed a random SUV driver. The driver was reportedly sitting at a red light when the speeding officer careened into him. And then we have this from the UK. Horrific moment. Traffic warden is karate. It says karate kicked in the head by a yob as he prepares to hand out a ticket. So just an innocent little peace officer, and this guy gets basically judo or karate kicked, right? While issuing a ticket. So just like the guy issuing a ticket, was there any victims? Did anybody die? Did anybody lose property when that old woman was going 60 into a 50? Probably a speed trap, most likely too. That's how they get you. They reduce the speed by 15 miles an hour, and they sit there right when it changes so that they can get you. It's a very, very cheap, dirty shit game that they play in order to. They're tax revenue collectors. That's what they are. They're revenue collectors. It has nothing to do with peace. I've already gone over all this, and that's why I say that law enforcement officers, they're not enforcing common law. They're enforcing political law, and that's why I say they're illegitimate in the eyes of me. They don't need help from anybody. They need to just go away and need to let people, citizens, be able to take care of their own business, defend their own property and their life, and stop going around killing people and stealing from them. So yeah, when you go and read in the comment boards, in the UK, they have this big immigration issue, of course, just like the United States, just like in Sweden. Here we have Mexicans in America that they import for for cheap labor, and in Sweden they have Muslims, Arabs and that. So, but here in UK they have a lot of Poles from Poland and stuff like that, and they call them dogs, and they look down on them, real racist type stuff, if you want to use the word racist. And so they just assume that they were foreigners. That, oh, it's just because of immigration that this happened. Well, maybe people in Poland don't, respect the political law enforcement officers as much. Personal experience working at Midnights. One of the guys that cleaned the floors, they were Polish workers, and they got fired because the cameras caught them eating some grapes. They had a few grapes in the produce department, and I know when I was a kid you could actually do that without getting SWAT teamed or having the police throw you in jail. But nowadays everything counts, and it's just a different culture. In the UK and the US, we're used to being slaves. We allow these pigs in our houses and telling us what to do, but in other countries they don't stand for it. In Eastern Europe and that, Maryland police are deploying cameras to watch other cameras. Police in Maryland plan to deploy cameras to surveil the other cameras in the district. Well, of course, continues in part 2, and we'll segue into eugenics and cyborgs and stuff. Ari Ash of the WTOP News talked to police in the area who said that local people have started targeting those speed cameras police put up in the intersections, as well as surveillance cameras. Police said that since April, 6 people have been involved in camera damaging activities. So, you see? This is what you call this makes me feel good when I hear stories like this, because there's a lot of old people and a lot of good slaves that have accepted the imprinting of this programming to be a good slave and don't question anything, and just to assume that they have legitimate authority. As a sovereign human being, you have the right to challenge authority, people's authority over you. Is it legitimate or is it not? And this one man literally pulled out a pistol and used the camera for target practice. So then there was a camera set up on a stand near the FedEx field. A man walked up to it, cut off one of the legs, and walked away. They said, "I guess that makes a statement," said the county police. "But we were able to just attach another leg, so problem fixed, right?" He said he didn't get too worried until the fire. One of the cameras was incinerated. They said they cost up to $30,000. Do you think these cops pay for it? Well, I guess they do in their taxes, but you pay for it so they can collect more revenue. So they get more toys to collect more revenue. To fix the roads? No. To help keep you more safe? No. Law enforcement agencies are eager for web surveillance tools. Private technology firms are pitching software capable of analyzing large swaths of internet to local law enforcement, looking for ways to stop the next mass shooting, which they'll never be able to do, or the next domestic terrorist event, which they'll never be able to do before it happens. course, privacy advocates are not happy with the news, as they fear these tools could affect users who happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Please join me in part 2. This is GGN, and I'm Darko. Thank you.